My family is the only thing that matters to me right now.
Yikes. Skyscraper, starring Hollywood megastar Dwayne Johnson, hits movies theaters nationwide tonight. Now, The Rock plays a U.S. war veteran whose job is to assess security risks for skyscrapers. Of course, there's plenty of twists, drama, explosions, and action from high above. But what you may not know is that The Rock plays a below-the-knee amputee. And to prepare for his role, he actually reached out to a local Arkansan for advice. Take a look.
This man that I want to introduce is the inspiration for the character of Will that I'm playing. He is the first American amputee to climb Mount Everest. He is a three-time Paralympian. He is also a world champion wheelchair basketball player, and he is, for this character, my greatest inspiration. So allow me to introduce the amazing Jeff Glasbrenner.
How cool is that? And now you can add consultant to Hollywood's biggest star to his resume. Joining me live, this man himself is Mr. Jeff Glasbrenner. Glad you're with us.
Thank you.
What an incredible experience. First of all, how did The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, pick you of all the people?
I don't know. I think he saw my Sports Illustrated cover and then the piece on HBO Real Sports. And so it was really cool just to be emailed. And he's like, hey, we want you to come out and talk to us about being an amputee. And so I was like, wow, let's go do it.
So he actually saw you on the front cover of the Sports Illustrated. We have a picture of that where you're climbing your way up Mount Everest. He sees that and then reaches out to you and says, this is the guy I need to help me with this role.
Yes, and so from there they had a few more emails, and then after that I went to Vancouver, Canada, and I was on set for one whole day for about 12 hours, and we talked back and forth about what it's like to be an amputee. So it was really amazing for me that he actually took the time to actually see what it's like to be an amputee. He asked me questions about, you know, what do other people think of me as being an amputee? How does it affect you emotionally, mentally, all of that. And so it was really cool to be with that.
So he's doing research for his character, and he's asking you specific questions, being an amputee. What kind of questions did he want to know that would help him in his character?
Well, he wanted me to watch his gait because, I mean, as much as I think I walk perfect, I'm an amputee, I don't. And so I have a little bit of a hiccup in my step, so to speak. And so he wanted to make sure that was true to form. And so the piece that you just saw, he was running off the skyscraper, jumping onto the skyscraper. I was actually there on set during that. And so I got to talk him through, like, how that was going on. And he did an amazing job with it, you know, and so it was neat that he took the time and actually cared to research that role.
Your taste of Hollywood didn't just end with being on the set in Vancouver, British Columbia. It also extended its way to the big premiere in New York, which you just returned from.
Yeah, I just got back last night, and so it was great. I got to be on the red carpet with him, and all the paparazzi were there, and it was just a really neat experience to be included in that. And so I think he really wanted to make it. It was very special for him to have us there and to make it really believable, and he definitely was. Yeah,
we have some of those pictures of you and The Rock, and there's your lovely wife also taking part in the red carpet event. This is like a one-in-a-lifetime kind of experience for you.
Yeah, it was. It was really neat because I've always been a fan of The Rock, and it was cool just to be there. You know, he's 6'5", 275 pounds. I'm not, but it was so cool.
There's a bigger message, though, behind all of this, and it's a message that you've been carrying ever since you lost your leg when you were 8 years old, and that's the importance of having the mindset of if you believe it up here and you believe it in here, you can do anything, and that applies to all of us.
All of us. You know, everyone has a skyscraper in their life that they would do anything for, you know, and that is the family in this one, and so I am the same way. You know, if my family was in trouble, you'd see what I could do after that as well. But yeah, for sure. I mean, really, if you believe in yourself and you're surrounding yourself with the right people, you know, that truly anything is possible. So I think this movie will kind of show that.
And The Rock pretty much, well, I shouldn't say pretty much, he endorses that same philosophy.
He does. He's the hardest worker in the room by far. He wakes up every morning at 4 o'clock, so do I, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, so he's not afraid to put in the work, but, you know, he also is very successful, and so that shows through.
You got to see the movie. You got to be honest with us.
I loved it. It was action,
Come on now.
non-stop action the whole time, from the beginning right to the end. It's a true Hollywood blockbuster, and so I really enjoyed like watching him. Like the first part of the movie, I had to make sure that the leg thing was right, and then I was like, oh yeah, I believe it. Now I'm going to watch the rest of the show. And so for me, it was really neat to be a part of that whole experience.
Yeah.
And so pretty proud of it.
And he actually, in your eyes, he did a spectacular job playing an amputee.
He is 100% dialed in. You know, all of his moves, all of his limps, and everything were spot on with what I would do. And so I definitely bought into it, and I think everyone would too.
Okay. Now, you've conquered Mount Everest. What's next for Jeff Glasbrenner?
Yeah.
You're going to be taking off like within the next week.
Yeah, next, not this Saturday, but the following Saturday, I go to Kilimanjaro to climb, you know, the highest peak in Africa. And so my big goal is to do what's called the Explorers Grand Slam. It's the 7 highest peaks, as well as skiing to the North and South Pole.
Wow.
Only 59 people have done that, and so I want to be a part of that list and that greatness.
Be safe. Good luck, and thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you for having me in.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
All right, we'll be right back.